no, we've not even scratched the surface of what this technology is all about. I mean, if you look back 3 years ago, I'll start from as far back as 3 years ago to an incident that happened, at least in Nigeria, when the whole NSAS protest was ongoing. Some people who were helping to facilitate or to support the people in the streets, doing this protest with food and shelter and stuff and security, we are receiving donation in Naira using some, gateways, payment gateways, Fiat payment gateways. And the government wanted to frustrate their efforts. They switched off that access and locked up the whole money. And those people started receiving donations in cryptocurrencies. And of course, it helps, elongate and kind of make the world hear our voice. And then fast forward to a couple of weeks ago when Canada had this, truckers protest. I also learned that people received donation in cryptocurrencies when their bank accounts were shut down and stuff. And then fast forward again to a couple of weeks ago as well, and even till now, just before the Ukrainian war started, the government deemed it fit to kind of sign a bill making cryptocurrency and blockchain legal in Ukraine. And now, I mean, what has helped them to acquire more weapon to defend themselves is the donation they have received so far in cryptocurrency, and it's quite over like $50 million. And this is like help and aid coming from people all over the world that on a normal would not be able to support them with fiat currency if that was the only option. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't have access to do that. If I should use Western Union and stuff, maybe it will even take longer time and I'll spend much more. And aside from during turmoil situations, the first thing that gets affected is the financial system, because I mean that's the first thing. Currency devaluates, lots of access gets cut off, internet and stuff. But then people start donating with cryptocurrency, and it's so opening the eyes of people that there is a huge future in this, right? When something comes to the rescue in the most difficult period, then that thing is a more superior solution to a previously existing one. I don't know if you understand. So a lot of people, a lot of countries, their eyes are being opened now that, I mean, if I had millions and billions of dollars in my bank account and my country all of a sudden starts having a situation like what is happening in Ukraine, then I'll all of a sudden not have anything, right? And so soon enough, you see people reserving some percentage of their wealth, right, in crypto, just so in case something like that happens, they'll not be entirely messed up. And that would usher us into a new wave of what we call the bull run in the market. So how do you make money? I know I've explained a whole lot of stuff so that you understand, like, to give you a background, how can you do this? It's still too early. It's still very early. So imagine much more countries and much more business decides to put at least 1% of their assets. As I'm talking to you now, not up to 4% of the global population has cryptocurrency or have adopted, cryptocurrency. If I should merge everybody that is holding this asset, the total market cap currently is fluctuating around $1.85 trillion to 1.9, right? It hits a record high of over $2 trillion some months ago, and it's retraced back. So and then of course the global forex market is somewhere around 7 trillion and fluctuating between that zone. So you can see that the distance difference is much, right? So if the awareness goes out, anybody who gets in now is too early, and we still make a lot of money. Then that is on the crypto aspect. with the emergence of NFT, which is non-fungible token. I guess at some point I'm going to explain what that means properly. So with the emergence of NFT, it's also it opened up a new wave of opportunity to creatives, people who have different skills and different what do you call it assets that they nice, and of course open it up to a different market. Even before now, metaverse has always existed, for those who did not know, but it existed in form of digital collectibles, games, of course. If you check the number of people that play games, if you go to PUBG and all this FIFA, you'd see that there is a lot of people making use of this playing games and stuff, right? So to that population, we call them nerds. They don't come out, they stay indoors, they do stuff, but they don't make money, they don't enjoy it. Now with NFTs, a new wave of opportunity has been opened up, and if that population jumps in on crypto because of NFTs, then it's open, as another opportunity for people to make money. So you can express yourself digitally and make money out of it. And then I'll still get to talk about metaverse. But yeah, it's there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of hidden gems, which I'm going to unlock.
Thank you for that, Franklin. You've touched on quite a number of parts with that your response. But I like to really back in. Say, for example, I want to get started in all of this business, this cryptocurrency business. What is the most important thing that I need to know before I start to invest in crypto?
Okay, so the most important thing you need to know is that crypto is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Very important, right? It changes the whole mindset. If you understand that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but a new revolution that is here to stay, then you would not just ape in, but you would study it, you would get to understand it, you would get to know your niche around it, if you want to play. And then so that's the most important thing. Understand that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You are not trying to use it to make money and then you fall back on fiat. Rather, you are from fiat to it. So if you understand that, then the approach would change. Then while you're on it, you can also now start making money and exploring it. So education and the mindset.
Frank, in just one sentence, and for the benefit of those who might just be joining, please, what is fiat? I don't know what fiat is. What is fiat?
Fiat is the local currency of controlled by governments of different countries. So we are talking naira, we are talking dollars, we are talking pounds, we are talking euros. So any form of currency that is issued and controlled by the government is regarded as fiat currency.
Awesome. Thank you. I would like to piggyback on my previous question, though. Are you able to share with us an example of how you helped someone or a group of people to learn or start trading in cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, I've actually been doing that since 6 years ago. I got into cryptocurrency. I'd always loved educating people on new things, new technologies. So I got in on the internet, right? Craze early. Started blogging as far back as 2009. By 2011, I was already teaching people how to open their email. 2010, as a 2010, I was teaching people and helping them get onboarded on Gmail, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Insta, on what you call it, all these other platforms, right? So on cryptocurrency, it was natural for me to kind of start educating people as well. So I traveled to different states in Nigeria, especially universities, and I went to their computer science department. That was where my passion was, and I told them about this future currency. And most of when they asked was, how do I get it out? Like I said in the beginning, into coins. And that the first time I started educating people, I remember there were no mentors, like we are mentors to people right now. There were no mentors then. There were limited knowledge. So I would go on Google to check to study, and I wouldn't find so much topics on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I just really didn't know so much. And then I remember when someone asked that very question, and I told the person that, yeah, you can accumulate as many of it as possible. Then, and at some point you'll be able to cash it out until I learned. So yeah, so I've been educating people, and currently I have a master class filled up with over 2,000 persons in different groups, where I educate people as well on cryptocurrency trading. And most of the people I onboarded into crypto are financially free as of now. Them benefited from the bull run in 2017. Some benefited in the last bull run. And like it's a learning curve for everybody. Different, most of them, some of them have branched into NFTs and metaverse and cryptocurrency education as well, helping to onboard new people into the system.
You talked about bull run. Please, what is a bull? Well, what has a bull got to do with crypto? I thought you said it's money that is not physical. So what is a bull doing there? What is a bear doing there? Please, Frank, help us break this thing down.
Okay, so bull run is a moment in time in when it comes to the financial markets, right? Okay, let me break it down. In the financial markets, bull run is a period when the market is bullish, a period when the market is upward, when the market is positive, when people have a lot of purchasing power and they are buying up, right? There is more demand than there is supply. And so people make money that period. The bear market or bear run is when there is less purchasing power. There is a lot of negative sentiment in the market. There is a lot of fear and fear in the market. So people are selling for one reason or so it's a cycle. There's always going to be a bull cycle and there's always going to be a bear cycle. And yeah, to also make it simple, the reason it's called bull run is that if you look at a bull, bulls have their horn upwards. And when they want to fight, they fight like this.
Interesting.
Right? They want to hook you up, right? And bear this way. So when they want to fight, they want to pull you down. They want to pull you. So that's why it's called bull run and bear run. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate the insight. Most the people here on this call, most of us, we want our container to land, right? And in landing that container, you need to be able to. And going back to your response earlier, where you talked about mentoring over 2,000 people, or having a masterclass for over 2,000 people. In your experience thus far, what would you say are the most common mistakes that novice cryptocurrency traders make?
Yeah, so not understanding the markets, uh, understanding the markets and knowing the position of things before plunging in is a very terrible make assumptions and following the wrong people as well, not having a mentor or someone that points you right. It may not be a close mentor. It may be someone who you look up to from a distance. And most of these mentors usually post one or two tips on their social media handles. And so some of those tips could help. And sometimes if they have the community, it's always good to join that community, even if it is paid community. That's another big mistake people make. You want to learn for free. You want to do some stuff and make money for. You want to do everything for free. It's a mentality that most Nigerians have. But of course, you get to pay, by the losses you will make at the end of the day. So the reason why there are mentors and people who have gone ahead of you is that they've made the whole mistakes. I wouldn't want to know how much I've lost in cryptocurrency as well. While I'm being celebrated as a crypto OG, right? If I wouldn't want to mention how much I've lost in crypto.
Try us now. Try telling us more.
I wrote a book. It's called The Mistakes of a First Time I actually made my first $2 million in while I was between 20 to 23 years, and I lost it all. Right, so I've had the whole experience, and I lost it, investing wrongly, both in cryptocurrency and taking some wrong advices and not having the right mentors.
Mm.
So I have a that the book is going live. I wrote it like since last year, but I never did it public because of I was looking for the good time to do it. So the book has been printed now, and yeah, I also want to launch it as an NFT for the first 1,000 persons that will have they will have that's my cherished mentorship. So yeah, so moving forward, that is one issue that most people have. They don't want to learn, they want to do their thing, and of course they end up hurting themselves. Yeah, so my advice, yes, try to learn mostly from people who have been through the journey and who are still in the journey, and then don't make assumptions, don't make hasty decisions, know the position of the market before plunging in, and practice.
Thank you so much, Frank. I mean, to further land this container, I'm really curious. What would you say? I'm tempted to be like the typical Nigerian, right? I want to get rich on time. What would you say is the best cryptocurrency to invest in?
The best cryptocurrency to invest in, um, you know, we usually don't give financial advice directly, but yeah, the best
Is that a
cryptocurrency to
disclaimer?
don't take not a financial expert or advisor. So don't take whatever I'm saying for it. Make your own research. So the best cryptocurrency to invest in is always, for a start, Bitcoin. I'm gonna give you a reason for that. They as much as Bitcoin was the very first cryptocurrency, it wasn't the first cryptocurrency. There were other cryptocurrencies before Bitcoin. Okay. So, but then Bitcoin was the most successful one that really solved the problem of double spending. That's technical. So I won't go very deep. So the reason why Bitcoin is the first point of call for every crypto investor is that it's going to be a global reserve currency. Yeah, it's going to be my own opinion. I may be wrong at the end of the day, but I believe it's the most decentralized cryptocurrency. It's the most profitable over time, ability, and at some point, we may see Bitcoin at $1 million. Not a financial advice, but it's probably going to happen. So when you're coming into cryptocurrency, your cryptocurrency journey, getting on Bitcoin, hold it as part of your wealth. Then every other cryptocurrency you are getting based on the utility they offer. Okay. Getting on Bitcoin as money, not as an investment. I think that would make it clearer. Getting on Bitcoin as money, right? You are investing. Imagine you invested in money. Let me just put it that way, right? Maybe imagine that there was a period in time when there was no money. People were doing trade by barter. You were in that stage when it was still trade by barter. Someone comes to pitch you that in the future it's no longer going to be trade by barter. It's going to be there's going to be some paper, that is going to be from trees, and then people would cherish it so much that you can use it to pay for anything. Invest in it, so money. So imagine that you are in that stage now, and someone is pitching you that the future of money is no longer fiat, like I explained what fiat is, right? It's now this, right? So Bitcoin is that, first of all, before every other cryptocurrency that is also coming up to kind of want to solve the same problem that Bitcoin is solving. So then every other cryptocurrency getting based on the utilities, they are going to make you money because, of course, they are going to go up and come down. So there's a lot of money making opportunity in them. But yeah, Bitcoin is the answer.
Thank you so much, Frank. I mean, and my next question is definitely related to Paul's question. Thank you, Paul. How does Bitcoin compare? I know I mean, based on what I've been observing, you hear about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. What's the other big boy out there? Quite a number of them, right? How do they compare to meme coins like Doge, Shiba, Saitama? Why should I go for Bitcoin over a meme coin?
Yeah. So I was actually with the CEO of Saitama earlier today. Um, yeah. So why should you go for Bitcoin over those ones? Like I said, when you're going on Bitcoin, you're going in on the early stages of the next wave of money, as it were. Then every other cryptocurrency for the utility they are promising. So meme coins, just like the name implies, were created as jokes, as
Mm,
to joke about crypto. So the first meme coin was Doge, and it was an experiment. The people that created it, they just forked. So fork, Fork, is more like duplicating the source code of Bitcoin, right, and giving it a different name. So they forked Bitcoin, and they made it. They made while Bitcoin was 21 million in total supply. Um, they made Dogecoin like unlimited. So they
mm,
were just playing games with it and sending it to people for free and stuff, right? And all of a sudden, somehow last year, it's kind of became very popular and people made money from it. And the same way it pumped up, it dumped way much more, right? So that's the risk about meme coins. There's no real utility around around it. There is no real reason why I should hold it apart from speculation. And maybe in the future they come up with different things, but that became those things. I see them as afterthoughts.
mm,
Um, so Saitama today they are creating stuff around NFT and doing stuff around metaverse. Then you see it's based on the utility because I'm going to have fun beyond the financial incentive that comes with it pumping, right? Yeah, I'm going to have fun. I play games and I'm going to have fun. That is pure utility. Someone said Solana. Solana is a token that is backing a blockchain project, so it's a utility, right? So I'm buying it as a utility. So the difference is that Bitcoin is money, is actually the future of money, right? If you do your own research, someone may say here that I'm being very positive about it being the future of money, but that's because you've not done your research. If you do a proper research around it, you just realize that you know why did it come to the rescue of Ukraine, right?
mm.
Why wasn't it Solana that was signed into bill? Why was Bitcoin the main one that was, do you understand? Why did El Salvador adopt Bitcoin as their, as a legal tender? Why was it not Solana and the rest? So the other ones, one other thing I'm going to say before I move over to you, the other cryptocurrencies are are owned by institutions.
Right.
They're led by individuals, people, right? So the moment you give it so much power, then you have given those known people power. So it's better to just let it open, let it flow. If you want to invest in their project or you want to support what they're doing, you do it. Well, when it comes to Bitcoin, the fact that nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is up to now gives it that decentralized outlook. One of my mentees was asking me, like, most people stay in cryptocurrency for 5 years without really knowing the most interesting part of it is the fact that it is open source. Are you aware that if you know how to program, right, you can actually contribute to the development of Bitcoin Core Network? Are you aware of that? Right? If you're a developer or if you know how to, program, you can actually become a contributor in the open source network. So you can sit in the comfort of your home and you can make proposals. It's called BIP, right? Bitcoin Improvement Proposal. you are not comfortable with the fact that when a Bitcoin transaction is made, it takes maybe 20 minutes before it arrives, and you feel like you have a solution that will shrink it down to 2 seconds, you can make a proposal, send it to the GitHub, right? There are some steps you would take. Then the entire Bitcoin developer community would vote on that particular proposal made by you. It is respected. The vote is equal and stuff. And then if your proposal wins the votes, then your code, right, becomes implemented, will automatically merge. So the whole procedure, everything is super organized and more transparent than every other coins you know. The likes of BNB are super centralized, works with people we call validators. Currently is about 42 validators, initially 21 validators. And these validators are individuals that have superpower. Let me just put it that way, right? Ethereum right now, moved from proof of work to proof of stake, opening itself up to the same process of validation. So Bitcoin still remains with the way it was really programmed and super decentralized. Every single day it becomes much more decentralized than it was. China was having the highest hash power. I know I'm becoming a bit technical, but I hope some people get to learn from this as well. China used to have the highest hash power. Hash power is what determines the number of miners. It's determined by the number of miners concentrated in a particular cluster. Now, these miners kind of record the transaction and validate it. And China had the highest hash power until Bitcoin mining was banned in China. People were like, this is going to be the end of Bitcoin. And of course, it never happened. Even though they were shut down, Bitcoin still stood its ground. Now, Russia has a good number of miners, right? And Ukraine, because of the cold weather and stuff, this whole stuff is happening. It's really not affecting or killing Bitcoin. So it's super distributed. It is super transparent. And it's I mean, Elon Musk is in on it. So let's move.
Thank you so much. I'd like to reel that back in because that one is going beyond our pay grade and the container that we want to land. So let's try and land this container. I mean, I enjoyed the technical conversation. I'm in on all of that as well, but for the benefit of our audience. And yeah, just in case it's looking like we're not taking questions from the audience yet, I would like to wait till 9 o'clock to be able to take questions from the general audience. But before then, I still have a couple of questions for Frank. What would you consider? I know you touched on this a bit earlier, passively. What would you say are the advantages of trading crypto over trading stocks or other forms or types of investments?
Okay, yeah, the advantages would come from different angles.
Mm-hmm.
The incentive that comes with trading crypto is structured in a different way, where you get to earn on price appreciation and your trade itself. So you could buy one Bitcoin, you could buy one Ethereum, some Solana and several other coins, and not even trade it, and the value would appreciate at some point. It can also depreciate, but if you hold it a little longer, it would still appreciate. So whether you trade it or not, you make money. Whereas stocks, it also happens in stock, but not in the same rate. There's this meme that I think I saw it last month. When a stock trader, buys a stock and the price or the value appreciates by 1%, he's like, the whole world must hear about it. And if it dumps 1%, it's like the market has crashed.
Yeah, and you see buy the dip.
Yes, you see buy the dip, right? And when it comes to cryptocurrency, it goes up 18%. And the guy is like, my guy just made 1000x. Easy for someone to say x, when Lambo and all those things in crypto than in stock, right? And then, of course, when it goes down, even 60%. Some people are like, hodl, hodl, hodl. It doesn't really affect them because that's how we are wired in this current economy, in cryptocurrency. So the difference is, of course, when you are holding cryptocurrency, it could, depending on how fast the bull and bear cycle happens, you could make a whole lot of money just holding. Then if you are trading, of course, and you're good, you can make much more money than when you're trading stock. Secondly, the fundamentals around stock trading is similar, but a bit different from that of cryptocurrency trading. If you're trading stock, you have to pay attention to stuffs like news relating to those countries and their trade. And of course, you have to wake up by the time their market is much more active. There are no so many pairings for those for most stocks and all. But when it comes to crypto, the fundamentals are around the team, around that project, what new developments they are doing, what blockchain it is built on, and the number of people trading it at a time. So some of those fundamentals also makes a difference. And then finally, when it comes to crypto trading, you actually don't make a loss as far as you don't sell, except you are doing what we call futures trading. Is different. But if you are doing what we call sports trading, if you don't, even if you buy a crypto and you set your sell order, and the price goes down, you are still not, you have not kind of made a permanent loss. It's a temporary loss because it will still go up. But when it comes to stock trading, the models are a bit different. You are making a real loss as the value is going down and all that. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, it goes without saying that you mentioned the advantages. We need to be able to know the risk associated, or what are the disadvantages of trading crypto. But just before you touch on that, someone also mentioned airdrop. Yes, airdrop is also one way to make money, or the advantage of crypto over trading stocks. Do you want to expand on that, Frank?
Yeah. I wanted to go there and then I decided to stop so that I don't go too. So other advantages is that beyond trading, there are lots of other things you can do while holding those coins, and you start hearing things like DeFi, decentralized finance, which gives you all the financial access to all the financial benefits you would have gotten in fiat, right? But this time around on crypto, stuffs like government bond, fixed deposit, all those kind of stuff, right? Lending are also applicable in cryptocurrency. So when you buy a particular coin, you can decide, depending on what is obtainable in that coin, you can decide to do what we call staking. So staking is like fixed deposit. So when you fix it, when you stake it, you earn what we call yield, right? So those is more like profits paid to you for locking out your coin from circulation. You are being incentivized, because if everybody have access to their coins and they can sell it at any time, then there's going to be a lot of fluctuation in the market. And if everybody decides to sell at the same time, of course, the whole market is messed up. So if you decide to lock out your coin from circulation, it means that you are protecting the ecosystem and you get rewarded for that. So that is staking. So it's like fixed deposit, you earn profit doing that. Then there is what we call farming. Farming is where you put you lock in two coins together, right, to earn a different coin. So it's like father, mother to born children. The children is the profit. Yeah, so you can make profits while if coin A, coin B, let's say coin A, coin B, and the child is coin C, which is your profit. So if you lock in coin A and coin B, right, and the value of coin A and coin B pumps, you see, you are making money on two coins while earning an additional coin for doing so, right? If you lock in the two of them and one is dropping while one is going up, then you are realizing what we call impermanent loss, because at some point it's either maybe two of them balancing each other, right? uh, Balancing each other, or you are making a loss, but then the profit you're making on the yield compensates for that. So that is on farm. Then you can also participate in what we call airdrop. So you
Yeah.
may not even have any coin. It's like, breaking barriers to entry. Most people's barrier is they don't have capital to start trading with. Uh, so if you don't have capital, you can participate in airdrops. You need to learn the ropes before you do that, because there are lots of scam airdrops that simply give you coin and then take advantage of you. So there's airdrop. Airdrop is a process whereby a new crypto project or an existing crypto project decides to incentivize people for doing some certain things, right? It could be follow our Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us on here and there. We'll give you coin for doing that. Or it could be, download our wallet, we'll give you a coin for doing that. So it's more like free of charge for you to do some certain things. That is airdrop. So there are lots of other things you could do. You could even, if you have some coins, and you want to hold it for a long time, you can lend it into a pool, and other people can use other coins as collateral to take that money you put in the pool, and then they will be paying you interest, right? So that's another way you can make that. There are lots of ways you can make money aside from trading.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, very quickly, what are the risks associated, or what are the disadvantages of trading crypto over trading stocks or other types of investments?
Okay. I also saw someone said crypto is more liquid than stocks. Actually, no. Crypto is not as liquid as the other financial market is going to be. It's as liquid as the size of the market, trading it for now. But it's not in the broader scope. It's not that liquid, as liquid as stock. Okay, so the risk associated with it is, of course, you could lose all your money buying in on their. Let me start from the crudest of it all. There are fake people and wicked guys, bad players out there who come up with kind of scam projects in order to lure people to get in on them, and then they take the money, because the environment, the industry is not as regulated as the fiat and the traditional counterpart. So it's not as regulated, and people could do stuffs and easily get away with them for now. In the future, the law may still catch up with them, because of course, if you commit a crime, even if it's 10 years later and there's a regulation and they decide to hunt you, it's possible to still get back at you. But yeah, that's one risk. But while that is ongoing, the loser have already lost. So that's one risk. The second risk is you could buy a coin even if it's legit. Some market situation could happen and that coin could dump on you. So don't go all in with all you've got, right? Don't use your house rent and your school fees and money that you're not willing to lose at the moment, right? I'm talking about those who are going in for the money, right? Don't go in with money that you're not willing to lose. So just in case you get in on the wrong coin, you may lose everything. And of course, sometimes it may take a longer time. You may recover, but it may take longer time. So you suffer a lot of situation. Then another thing is another risk is those who are looking to get in on trading properly. There is what we call futures trading, more like derivatives, where you are betting on the market to either go up or come down, and you are being kind of given high leverage, like leverage opportunity. So if you are going to get in on trade, be careful the kind of leverage you go in with, because you could go in with too much leverage that's just a little slight move in the market, you could get liquidated entirely. I mean, in futures trading, there is no sorry. I'm sorry, there is no let me hold it for another 6 months, maybe to go back up. If you get liquidated, just forget about it. So that's another risk. So then when it comes to airdrop, joining in on wrong airdrops, phishing websites and platforms using airdrop to lure you to use their platform, that could be a risk from cybersecurity angle. Also staking and locking in farming coins that don't have long-term value, right, could be a big risk, because your impermanent loss could become a permanent loss when the coin refuses to rise again. Okay. So those are the risks associated with crypto trading. But to avoid those risks, like I said in the beginning, you need to do your proper research, work with people who have lost it all before, who will be able to tell you, don't go this way, go the other way, because I went there and I lost everything. So go this way because I went there and I made much more money.
Now that you've touched on that, thank you so much, Frank. I wanted to ask, say for example, I don't know anything about this. This thing is busting my head, it's scattering my dada. Where do I start from? Okay, you know what? Shut up and take my money. But where do I start from? Where do I start? How can I say I started to invest in crypto as someone who is interested, just to learn, right? I want to start crypto. I want to start making this money from crypto. Where do I start from?
Okay, so always important to be part of. I usually say, yeah, just go and do your research, go on YouTube, there are videos. While those videos are still there, being able to know what exactly to look out for and to niche down to what you really want. Because even in the crypto space, there are niches, right? There are people who earn cryptocurrency by offering services, offering up their skills, and they get paid in crypto. So that way, they don't even need to invest in buying crypto. They rather invest in sharpening up their skills, those skills that crypto companies are looking out for to hire, and then pay for. So in that case, you can invest in building up yourself, and then you make the returns in crypto as your payment. That's number one. So be part of communities that will point you to this niche, um, uh, and then help you to learn. So there are different communities. For instance, I have a couple of communities, and every week we do have one session or another. We invite professionals to educate our community members on different things. We have people teaching on how to trade for those who want to learn how to trade. We have people teaching on how to do DeFi, but these communities kind of open you up to the different niches. So by yourself, you can now decide, okay, I want to focus or concentrate on this. So the first step for me, as a novice, if you want to get in, be part of the community, follow up on on the activities of the community, and then the second step is doing your own personal research, not taking people's word for it. If you hear a new word, like I mentioned, crypto is a buzzword. You can go online and just Google crypto, and you'll see a lot of results that you can dig in on. You can Google NFT, you can Google metaverse, you can Google staking, you can Google farming, all those things I mentioned earlier. You can do your own personal research, and that will help you to now be able to ask the right questions when you are in those sessions, to be properly clarified.
Thank you, Frank. At this point, I do have quite a number of other questions, but at this point, I would like to open the floor for questions from members of the audience. So, someone asked here, what is your advice on doing spot trading with bots?
Yeah, doing spot trading, bots have never made the people get better on certain things. If you getting on crypto for the first time and you are depending on bots, you will not learn anything. And of course, bots are not perfect. They can make you losses, right? Even on spot trading. And the algorithms behind most of these bots are very simple, like what we call dollar cost average, DCA, right? Dollar cost average is a procedure where you don't go all in with all your capital. You simply buy and then you buy again, and then you shred your capital into different sizes, and then you buy at different intervals, to take advantage of, either the market dump or pump. So bots are coded, most of them are coded to simply do dollar cost average for you, which is good. Okay. But you may not be able to learn the ropes. So what if at some point the bot fails? How do you control the market? What do you do? When there's no bots, if you still want to keep making money, how do you proceed with that? There are some bots are actually also coded to make you losses, and they are coded by companies, exchanges, or brokerage platforms. So they code it, they give you APIs that you can use to connect to their platform. But remember that most of those brokerage platforms make more money when you make losses. Do you understand? So they could make the bot to intentionally make more losses for you than profits, you understand, so that they will make profits by themselves. So those are some of the advantages of using bots. But if you understand how to trade and when to trade, I feel it's much better. I'll use myself as an instance. I do a lot of opportunistic trade. I don't trade every day. In a whole week, I may not even trade. In a whole month, I may only trade like 2 or 3 times. So I look for some key indicators, and when those things happen, I could sell my house to jump in on the market, because I know that this is it. You understand? It's a risk, but then I know, because I've watched, I've taken time, and I get to make more profits than people who stay awake all night, trying to scalp the market. So that's one thing that the skill will do for you, and bots will not do it for you that way.
Thank you so much. I had a question earlier and it was repeated again, but question is, can you expand on DeFi and what is your take on quantum AI? That question is really packed, but I think we'll start with expanding DeFi first, and then I'll go to Pilot's question.
Okay, so DeFi is decentralized finance. It's everything that the traditional finance offers, but better. It's open, it's decentralized, it's built on the blockchain, which means it's much more secure. It's more global. It can be, it's programmable, right? There are lots of opportunities in it, like staking, which replaces fixed deposits, like farming, like lending, right? Everything, even insurance, all those things can be hard coded into the smart contracts that controls DeFi. So that's what DeFi is all about. It is decentralized finance. It's everything that the current traditional finance offers, but on the blockchain, and even much more better. What's the second question you asked?
What's your take on quantum?
Yeah, quantum, what do you call it? Computing, correct?
I believe so, but I mean, not. It says, what is the take on quantum AI app?
Can I follow up with that? It's me, Paul.
Sure,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Abimbola. Yeah, I wanted to know your take on some of the app, because there are a number of apps out there. It's called Quantum AI. It's some kind of app. So I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's got a lot of talk.
Okay. All right. So there are a couple of I think I don't know if I've heard about that quantum AI. I'm gonna do my research on it.
I've not heard
But
that.
my take is general, and I think I've already made my take known. When it comes to bots, right? There is no most bots, the owners of the bots also want to make money. Do you understand? And you really can't tell what is happening in the background of that bot. But most of them that I've studied their code, simply follow what we call dollar cost average method. And they are not always profitable. Any bot that's kind of stay profitable 101% of the time is probably running pawns in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because of that, I don't like uncertainty. For me, I'm very uncomfortable with something I really can't explain. I mean, you can't explain or understand everything, but I need to really do some certain things, do things that I have, in my own opinion and experience. Like I said, I do a lot of opportunistic trading, right? I don't depend on bots. Let me give you an instance, and let me even break down how these bots work. So you are doing dollar cost average. Like I said, you buy in different intervals and different prices, and the price of the coin is going up. So you buy. Maybe you buy at. Sorry, let me go. Let me progress from 1 to 10. So you bought at $1. The price, goes up at $2. It buys again at $3. It buys again at $4. It buys, and then 5 it buys, and then all of a sudden the market starts retracing. You understand? You're already losing, right? And in some cases, when the price of the coin is going down all the way, it keeps buying the dip. Um, by the time you average everything, you may just even out and you're not really making any much profit. But when you understand what you are doing in the market by yourself, you may even end up just trading within a 1 minute window, and you already made enough profit to last you the week. You understand? You're able to kind of monitor your portfolio by yourself, do your stuff. But I understand that bots can help people who don't have so much time. But I don't know about quantum AI, but I can predict that the quantum AI app also has a referral system that tells you to, when you now refer people, you make more money aside from the trading. Do you understand? So most times people go for those bots because they make more money actually from the referral system, not on the actual trades. Real traders, for those who want to focus on trading, when you understand some certain things, you don't need to trade, stay awake all night and be looking at the market and buying and selling. No, you just know what you need to do, and you trade for a short period of time and you take your profit and leave the market. But I'm going to research on the quantum AI.
I took a quick look at it and I noticed that they plastered Elon Musk's name all over the website. So
Already,
something is
already.
something is not right there. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just do your research, really, in the grand scheme of things. Michael, I see your hand up, but I will quickly take Pilar's question and then I'll come to you, if you don't mind. So the question here is, we've heard crypto is decentralized, but is it really decentralized? If it is, why should Elon Musk's tweets cause so much move on a cryptocurrency, even when he probably doesn't hold any of the coin?
Even I didn't hear the last part of the question.
He probably might not hold any of the coin. I mean,
No,
that's either Doge or Shiba.
he does. He does hold a lot of them. But yes, even fiat currency pump at news. It's not about Elon. It's about the force behind the pump or whatever is the sentiment.
Mm.
Is a single news about a particular thing can happen and the entire FX market could crash as well, even though it's as large as $7 trillion. Okay. Am I getting the figures right? Is it 7 trillion or 70 trillion?
I'm not sure, but I can help you search for that.
Yeah, so it's So even though it's that large, right? Thank you. Yeah, all right. So even though it's that large, some certain news could affect the market generally, because most people that trade out of sentiment. So if an influential person does some stuff in the cryptocurrency market, somehow it would affect the sentiment. So imagine now Elon Musk says that he's going to buy Bitcoin worth of, $10 right? So when he says that, you within yourself, you know that if $10 billion enters into this market, at least the market would go up, right? Because
Right.
it's like more than the current supply, and you get to buy into pump. So even before he even buys it, the fact that more people have now started buying it, the price will go up. So it's just simple fundamental. It doesn't have anything to do with decentralization and centralization in any way.
Awesome. Michael, you have a question. Your hand is up, Michael. Okay. In in case you would like to go, you can still type your question. Maybe because you're muted, I can see your hand up. But I'll go on to the next question.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I just want to ask my boss on NFT. There's this range of pool. See so many dumps of people that really don't understand what NFT is. They're actually losing a whole lot of money on NFT.
There
Any
you go.
precaution one can actually take?
NI exchange. We can barely hear you.
You know,
Say something again.
can you hear me now?
Clearly, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I want to speak on NFTs.
Uh-huh.
So, uh, yesterday, a whole lot of people got like a million on airdrop for holding NFTs. Just last week, a whole lot of people lost money on NFTs by hack. So I don't know, boss, do you deal on NFTs as well? And what's the way how one can actually stay safe when trading NFT?
Okay. So when the NFT craze started, I think I waited and I shared my own candid opinion about it. As with every new trend, there are opportunities based on hype. So first of all, it starts with hype. It's all over the place. People want to buy what is trending, and the price would obviously go up. But then at some point, when the hype dies, the bubble bursts, then it starts going down to fundamentals. So during fundamental period, the growth becomes more organic than inflated. So when it was all about hype, people bought NFTs for millions of dollars, $60 million for just one NFT. And you'll be wondering, like, I mean, this is something you could actually kind of snap or photocopy or print out, and you have it, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's on the blockchain. Yeah, it's not duplicatable. But I have a duplicate of it. Some of those kind of stuff would make you wonder why someone would put down his money. So at that point, yes, it has value based on the fact that it is non-fungible, and the person chose to buy it that much for some reason and or whatnot. But then when that bubble bursts, most people don't are not wary of the fact that it's no longer as it used to be, right? And most of them still keep buying hype. So unfortunately, they get to start losing money. So that stage is over for NFT. Any NFT you see now will have to have any real NFT you see now will have to have real use case either on the metaverse or have a physical value attached to it. And then that's the only reason you would or you should get in on it. I didn't buy NFTs when the hype was on, right? A lot of my friends made money on NFTs those periods, but I'm not in for the hype, right? Make the money, good. I also have other ways I want to make money, but I took time that period to keep studying, investing in knowledge around NFTs. And now, if I'm investing in NFTs, I'm investing in it based on the utility. It may take time, it may take longer time to make money or flip money on the NFT trend. But then, even if I don't sell or buy those NFTs now, I still have some different benefits or values. And in my last masterclass, what I told my students is any project or any coin that you are not willing, you are not going to be able to hold for the next 1 year and still be able to go to bed and sleep with your two eyes open. Don't even go in on it for a quick profit, because same way you can't hold it for that long term, the loss may be catastrophic within a second. You understand? So for those who have so much money to throw around, and you are still testing your hand in a lot of things, maybe you have so much to risk, but as you keep maturing, at some point, if there's a chance for you to make 1000x, and then there's a higher chance for you to lose it all within that same period of time, I'd rather not even make that and go for one that will give me just 20% within a stable period of time. So yes, right now, my journey in NFT is more like I've been part of a couple of NFT team, advising. They are coming up with a lot of things. Some of them most of them are foreign companies, building like Web 3.0 platforms that allow people that have never built websites for the first time to be able to own or build an NFT or Web 3.0 related websites within a short period of time, within 15 minutes, just by dragging and dropping. More like what WordPress did to the world of web creation. That's what the two companies I invested in and I'm working with very closely is doing to the NFT and Web 3.0 ecosystem, right? So the second question you asked was like last week, a lot of people lost money on scam. That happens almost every time, always happens. So you have to be careful about that. But I don't think it's in any way related to the airdrop that was given recently on what do you call it? I mean the profit people made today or yesterday on that ape token. So this is just random situations that happen, and you just have to properly position yourself. There are some NFTs that give you what we call social value, right? Since they are non-fungible, it means that it can have some social economy around it. If you are holding that particular NFT and it is either 10 of 10, 10 of 10 means it is 10 maximum supply. It means that in the whole world, only 10 persons can have one of it, right? So it puts you in a social class, right? Of an exclusive social class. And that social class, maybe the owners of the token, of the NFT, can say that whenever we are offering a service, the first set of people that will have the best benefits for this service are these 10 persons holding this NFT. So the NFT on its own may not inherently have any much value in it, may not even have something you can do with it, you understand? But for the fact that the owners of the NFT say that you can come to our hotel and lodge for free, you see, you've already started getting benefit for it. If they say that, okay, whenever we are having a master class, as far as you have this NFT, you are coming for free, right? And you can even invite like 5 persons maximum, is a value that is attached to it. They can say that if tomorrow we make too much money on our business, we can share 20% of our profits among all the people that are holding this NFT. So you are holding it knowing that there are some additional physical value that is attached to it. And if not now, later I'm going to make money for it. So the Bored Ape NFT, like what happened recently, for those that know, what happened is that all the people who were holding the Bored Ape NFT right, got an airdrop, right, of Ape token. And I'm sure that airdrop was given to them from the profit that was made on selling the bought APH Club NFT, which was, most of them were sold for $500,000, $1 million. So airdropping, for instance, $10 million to just a couple of persons who have the NFT is not a big deal for them. That's similar to what happened to Uniswap, but I think I've spent so much time answering that question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Frank. Next question basically is from Piot, and it is asking with regards to Bitcoin. And his question goes thus: Do you think the US, as the world's largest economy with the world's largest reserves in currency, will lose its power tussle with Bitcoin, even with the interception of the feds? I guess this is in reference to the situation where FBI was able to hack or reverse engineer a wallet that was holding Bitcoin. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, these are two questions. The first is like, do we think, or do I think that America can lose its power? Yes, there's a lot of conspiracy theory about like whether America is even behind Bitcoin or not. That, but far from that, yeah, they can, if Bitcoin is truly what we research it to be, we found it to be. It's America has that, and in a very short time, a short moment. Let me explain something. All our currencies, for instance, Naira, is not backed by our by maybe our what do you call it, our oil in Nigeria is not backed by the natural resources or even our government promises in Nigeria. Mostly it is backed by the US dollars, if you do your research properly, which is in turn backed by the global oil that America don't even own, because of the deal that America signed with Saudi Arabia back in the days, if I'm correct, for them to only receive US dollar as payment for oil, right? That was after the whole good standard and stuff. So the fact that most countries, or almost all the countries, would have to accept only US dollar in exchange for crude oil is what gives the US dollar the value it has. And it may interest you to know that 70% of the total US dollars in circulation is circulating outside America, right? Only 30% of it, and they make sure they maintain that so that there's no much inflation, while the inflated sum sits in other countries' reserve, they are holding it to be able to pay their debts, and also to be able to make trades, international trades in the crude oil market. So if an alternative comes in, like Bitcoin, and countries like, for instance, El Salvador, and then right now, what's the name, Ukraine, decides that, okay, for our trades, we are no longer going to be using US dollars to even pay for or buy crude oil, then America would have lost those places, meaning that the excess US dollars in those countries would find their way back to America. And if this happens in a mass manner, when 70% of the whole dollars goes back to America, then the value of US dollar would go down really, really massively. So they would lose. You see what the problem is, and the reason they will keep fighting this technology, or either coming to become leaders in it. Then the second question that was asked was, what was it again? Can you remind me?
Oh, no. I was saying that I was providing further context with regards to the question. So I said that I think there was a hack recently,
Yeah.
last year, and then the FBI was able to get access to that Bitcoin wallet.
Okay, yeah. The hack did happen last year. It happened in, I think it was in 2016. It was a hack that was related to a bit Phoenix. Am I correct? Yeah, one exchange in America, and that's hack. I mean, those people held those coins, but as time went on, powerful tools were being developed to help track transactions and know when a coin gets moved from one wallet to another. A notification is sent, is broadcasted, and you can know that this wallet just sent out X amount of coin to X wallet until probably it gets into a centralized exchange where there is KYC. And then, of course, you start questioning the. So I think it's more of it's more of a mental work they did, right? So it got into probably an exchange. The person that received it already had a KYC. The person gets captured. Then you have to tell us who sent this coin to you. And then when you provide the person who sent the coin to you, it will now, of course, keep leading back until it gets to the final destination. And the final destination person would have to kind of open up the wallet. But I think what happened in this very case is that they were able to get the private key. Once they knew the source, the originator of the transaction, they started hacking into their email. So blockchain was not hacked. I want to correct that impression. Bitcoin was not hacked. What was hacked into was the email address, email account, and social media accounts of those people, because those ones are centralized and easy to hack. So they got in and got what we call their private key, and with that unlocks the wallet. So there was no hack. It wasn't really a hack.
Thank you so much, Frank. It's been wonderful hearing you speak. We're at time. It's 9:28 at this time. Any final words for us before I turn it over to Bayo?
So it's been a very extensive one, very intelligent questions asked, very vibrant community, and really enjoyed it all the way till now. So if there's any further questions, I'll be able to answer them. But then I'm really excited I was here this morning.
How can the members of the audience connect with you?
Okay, so I'm going to, I don't know if there's anybody in my community on this call. You can paste my LinkedIn account. So you can I'll just put my number. I think that'll be faster. But then, so yeah.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah, okay. Drop my LinkedIn account and my WhatsApp number as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Frank. It's been wonderful to be given the opportunity to moderate this. Bayo, I'm turning it over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Frank. We really enjoyed all the talk. All the questions were answered intelligently. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Abimbola, thank you for moderating this session. Thank you. I'm sure a lot of people, there are still more questions that people want to ask. People still want to know more. I can see that in the chat box. But time will not permit us at this time. Some people are joining from Nigeria. I'm sure it's about 3 to 4 a.m. in Nigeria right now. So they would like to reach out to you directly. I think you've given us your LinkedIn profile in the chat box, right? And so that people can reach out to you and ask questions, right? And does anyone wants to give us any final notes from Nimka? Okay, so I'd like to thank everyone for participating. Thank you for all participants for coming. Thank you all. We appreciate you. And yeah, so I'd like to call it a night, right? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Timmy, do you want
Before
to
we run off, before we all run off, if you don't mind, if you can just maybe turn on your camera, I would like to take a group photo
We like to do this at the end of our sessions. If we don't all mind, I'm going to turn on mine. I'm just trying to put on my light. Please, let's just turn on our camera. I would like to see our pretty faces, and then
would we like to stop recording at this time?
Yes. Yeah. Can you? Abimbola,